Tattooed Luna by Mrs. Smith. Chapter 1. Kristen, are you ready? Jacob asked. He was being very impatient with me. His shaggy black hair was getting into his crystal clear blue eyes. Looking over, I watched him run his hands through his hair. Jacob was hot, I'd give him that. Very muscular and tall at 6 feet 1 inch, but not exactly my type. Fun to flirt with but not my type. Just about. I was the alpha's daughter. My brother was Jacob's best friend and the leader of our little pack of friends. Colt was every girl's wet dream. Short brown hair with extremely dark brown eyes. I guess I could see how his jawline and beard stubble made me look good. His was completely bulked out as well. However, since I was his twin, we looked very similar. Colt often got teased since I am the female version of him and extremely sought after by the guys. However, Colt was 4 minutes older than me, so he gets the alpha's position, leaving me to do what I please, and that happens to be tattooing. I started tattooing around 15 years old in Colt, and I would be 18 here soon. I was on my last session with Jacob. I'm excited to get this done. I have a date this weekend and I want it to look good. Jacob had a new flavor every weekend, to the point that I didn't bother learning their names. We went to a high school that was part human and part werewolves. However, 3 different packs attended the school, so you had to be careful. There was us, the Blue Fong pack. Then the Midnight River pack, and finally the Black Moon pack. For the most part, the packs got along, but there was still always a sense of authority that was tested. Don't worry, I'll make sure you look good. Can't be representing our pack badly. Jacob was getting our crest tattooed on his chest. It was the head of a wolf with its teeth showing and blue blood dripping from the fangs. Kind of spot on for whoever designed it, but whatever. Thanks, Ice. Ice was my nickname. Colt was Fire. As in, red hot, sexy and playful. Ice is for my cold heart that I chose not to give out. I had long naturally curly hair, all the curves with legs for days. I could have the pick of whoever I wanted. However, Colt usually put a stop to it. One time, he literally beat my boyfriend to the point he was unrecognizable because he saw us kissing. Since then, I haven't found anyone really wanting to go up against him. Jacob was leaning back in the chair as I finished up setting everything up when my brother and the rest of his pose came in. You skipped the last hour? Colt asked me. Rolling my eyes, I leaned over and started working on Jacob. He flinched at first and growled at me. You are not going to want to do that. I warned him. I might be a girl, but the alpha blood and training in me will put all these boys on their assess. I wasn't ready. Suck it up, I said as I kept going. Ice, I asked a question. Colt sat down in a chair. Ace was who I wanted but was forever untouchable to me. His was the beta's son and would be Colt's beta. His honey brown hair matched his eyes. Only slightly shorter than Colt, he was just as muscular and much more reserved and quiet. He was the type to sit in the corner, drink and watch everyone else get spit. It's the silent types for me. He sat down directly in front of Jacob. With his foot on the bar under the chair, his arms folded, made me want to climb on his lap and FK him. I heard you. I didn't want to go. Dripping my gun into the blue ink, I kept going. Why not? Something happen? Colt's voice became dangerous. These 3 guys and my best friend Emmy, we were a group. Gang might be too much of a word, but no one messed with us. We made sure of it. Thankfully, the door opened and Emmy walked in. Jacob had the hots for her, but she denied him so often that he would go out with these other girls to make her jealous. However, all it did was repulse her. I have her a grateful nod. She was the most perky person. With strawberry blonde hair that was as curly as can be, she was one of the best female warriors. Under me. Her light skin that was covered in freckles really made her blue eyes pop. How's it going? Just finishing up Sissy Boy's tattoo, I said with a smile as I kept going. That looks amazing. Emmy came over and looked at it as I leaned back and cleaned it off with a paper towel. Sissy Boy? Jacob gave me a look. Down boy, just a joke. I laughed as I kept going. The bell ringed again. This time, the person entering was someone from another pack. Hello, I heard this was the place to go for a tattoo? We all looked at him. Oh, FK. He gave Ace a run for his money. His black hair was gelled back, his green eyes landed on me and my world paused. His leather jacket did little to hide just how muscular he was. It was his jeans that caught my attention. They were on the tighter side, but the biker boots finished his look. Shaking off the initial reaction, what are you looking for? I was told to ask for a Chris. They were the best. That would be me, I said with an edge. Most people in my school called me Chris, my close friends called me Ice. Very few people called me Kristen. The shock was clear, but he managed to regain himself. I was hoping to get a piece like this. Pulling out a massive drawing, he walked up to me so I could look at it. Where do you want it? I asked. It was a whole mural of a wolf howling at the moon. My back. I want it to cover the whole thing. I just got back from a 5-year training and I want to get inked. What is your name? Colt asked. The stranger looked over at him. Name is Alec. Son of Alpha Mark from the Black Moon Pack. He walked over to shake Colt's hand. Colt stood up. I got a little nervous, as Colt doesn't have the best reputation. Colt Jeffries. Son of Alpha Brian of Blue Fong Pack. That is my twin sister, Kristen Jeffries. Colt nodded towards me. Emmy, future Gamma Jacob and future Beta Ace. I don't mean to step on toes coming here. I am finishing my last year in school here before transferring. I can't stop myself. Transferring where? Colt shot me a look, but I ignored him. Alec gave me a half smile. More training. That piece will cost around $1,500 and take me a few sessions. Depends on your pain tolerance, I said without looking at them. Instead, I started up again on Jacob. I just needed to finish the shading and I was done. Do you have our references? Alec asked. Rolling my eyes, I pointed at the book on the stand. Most guys wanted to see my work before they agreed to anything. I was used to it but still annoyed me. Alec took a few minutes and flipped through the pages. I have always been able to read people extremely easy. Colt said it was because I was an alpha female. Either way, Alec was mysterious and dangerous, yes, but not at the same time. Okay, I am done, I told Jacob. Putting some soap on the tattoo, I washed it before cleaning it off and applying a healing tape. You know the drill. Don't make me fix your FKUPS. Keep the BCH from using fingernails this time. I glared at him. That was one time. Jacob got up and looked in the mirror. In the meantime, I washed my hands and grabbed my camera to take a picture. Hold still, I said, moving him in the light. Click. Perfect. I knew they had to leave, but I could tell Colt didn't want to leave me alone with Alec. I'm fine, bro, I said in the mind link. Putting gloves on, I started cleaning up my mess. I don't trust him. Emmy will be with me and Dad will kill you if you are late again. Fine. I want to know the exact minute he is gone. It was a command, but we both knew that didn't work on me. Yes, sir, I said sarcastically. The 3 boys got up and headed towards the door. I shouldn't have to tell you to treat my sister appropriately, Colt said to Alec. Alec's eyes narrowed at the threat but didn't act on it. I don't make it habit of disrespecting women. Ice. He looked at me and nodded before leaving. Sorry about that. Have you made a decision? I asked as I threw away all my used items. Yeah, I would like to book it. Spraying down the chair, I whipped it clean. Are you the only artist here? He asked as I was making my way up to the counter. Yes. This is my shop and mine only. Maybe one day I will expand. Flipping open my calendar, I saw I had an opening tomorrow. I can do tomorrow at 4 p.m. We will see how much you can sit through and go from there in future appointments. Okay. I train in the morning, so that will work. Here are forms you need to fill out. Leave what you have sketched and come back with them filled out and the cash. Handing him an envelope, and he handed me the picture. What are these forms? Alec asked. Saying you understand who I am, what pack I am from. That you are doing this freely and all the small print stuff. This is a legitimate business that I file taxes on. Just the same as the packs do. Okay, then. See you tomorrow. Alec headed towards the door. All right. I said, walking out from behind the counter. I didn't have any appointments this afternoon. Emmy and I were going to go for a run and hang out. As soon as he was out the door, Emmy started in. Holy FK. If you don't FK him, I will. She was a little horn dog, but she did have a line. As much as she kissed around, she still had her virginity. All talk and not much action. Colt would literally kill him. I said as I grabbed my purse. It was the beginning of summer and DMN if it wasn't still 80 degrees at 7 p.m. I had drove my motorcycle and so did Emmy. Wouldn't that be a dream match? Walking out, I locked up my shop. Looking at the design, I couldn't have been happier with what I have accomplished. Emmy walked to her bike and I stood in front of mine. My purse was a backpack style, so after adding my keys and stuff to it, I grabbed my helmet and put it on. It wasn't until my legs were straddling my bike that I noticed Alec across the street, looking directly at me. It gave me goosebumps. Something like that. I said. I knew he could hear us. No. The shop was built to be soundproof, the outside, not so much. Come on, I need to run off some energy. Starting my engine, I waited till she was ready before we rode past him. His eyes stayed on me the whole time. There was something in them that I didn't understand. Something primal.